It is Wake Up with Mandy, thanks to Prouds Jewellers on Radio West. Thank you so much for your company. Also joining me this morning is Clinton Gibson. Now, he's a partner at Carbon Group. We've heard a lot about people asking about the cost to the taxpayer of the Olympics. But what about the cost to the athletes? We're going to talk about that now. Thank you for joining me this morning, Clinton.
Not a problem.
Now, Clinton, let's talk about first getting the athletes there. What is the cost to them?
Well, this cost is substantial. In terms of time, the athletes can spend hours and hours a day, the elite level ones, getting themselves to that point where they can go to the Olympics. So, normally they're working part-time jobs to supplement that cost. And above and beyond that, it's the actual training, the facilities, the vitamins they have to take, and then getting there themselves, the travel, the accommodation, bringing their entourages with them, whether that's family members, whether that's the masseuse that comes along with them to make sure they're prepared for the events. So they do get astronomical based on, the level of athlete you are.
Now, some of that is provided by the government, but from what I understand, it's not substantial?
Well, it's not substantial if you're, one of the lesser athletes. So the government do allow elite athletes a portion of some of their Olympic costs to be covered. So each one can apply for some money, and generally those in the high-end earning sports, your swimmers and the such, they get that money a little bit easier than your guys who, aren't in the high-end earning market, so your weightlifters and the such.
Right. Well, there is another aspect to this, and that's, of course, the actual earnings by the actual athletes. We'll come back and talk about that in just a minute. Stay with me, Clinton.
No worries.
It's 8:13, Wake Up with Mandy. Thanks to Prouds Jewellers. We're talking about not only the cost to the athlete to get to the Olympics, but Clinton, also, what about their earnings? How does that work?
Well, outside of the endorsements that obviously come along with winning a medal, the government does compensate some of our athletes for what they win over there. Mm-hmm. So a gold medal winner gets around about the $20,000 mark, and if you win a silver, it's $13,000, and if you win a bronze, it's the $10,000 mark.
Right. Now, but then it gets taxed.
Absolutely it does. So when you're an Australian citizen, you get taxed on your worldwide income, and you'd be considered to be an elite athlete, and therefore that's your source of income, so you're going to be taxed on that money. So those that are winning gold, they're probably going to get a lot of endorsements, so they're going to be in a high tax bracket already. Half that money's going to go in tax. Wow.
But if you're not one of the, popular sports, you'd still get taxed quite heavily straight away. But would you eventually get some of that back? How much would the endorsements really be for those smaller sporting veins?
Well, if you're in the smaller area, you're probably not going to have as big a tax hit because you've probably spent a lot of money getting yourself to the Olympics. And a lot of that stuff is actually deductible. It's the guys that win the medals. They're the ones that are probably going to get hit big. The ones that are just getting themselves there, they're being covered by the government. And chances are, if you don't win a medal, you're not going to come home with a lot of money. So your tax bill's not going to be high as a result of that.
Yeah. But also it's different for Americans again when they win medals.
Yeah, over there, they've got a different tax rate. So their tax rate is 39%. But on top of that, they actually get taxed based on the value of the medal as well. So they work out the scrap value of a gold medal, a bronze medal, a silver medal, and then hit you up for that little bit as well, and you pay a bit of tax on bringing that home.
Goodness me, nothing sacred over there. No. Well, Clinton, thank you so much. It's been a very interesting conversation. Thanks for your time today.
Not a problem at all.